Chapter 73. Spy. Tija pondered carefully, but couldn't understand the meaning of this identity card. If there was a spy among the four, logically, the identity should be kept secret. But Earth Dog had started the game by allowing everyone to check each other's identities and even swap cards. What kind of game was this? Everyone, do you want to swap identities? Earth Dog asked from the front desk of the hotel. Tej all looked at the cards in everyone's hands, feeling somewhat troubled. They still didn't know what the upcoming game would be. How could they figure out which identity was the most important? If the spy was there to sabotage teamwork, then this card was very suitable for Lao El. He wasn't the sharpest, and Tej felt confident he could handle him easily. But what about the sender and receiver? What roles did they play? Tej, let's swap, Ling King said, handing over her receiver card. Although I don't really understand these two identities. The words sender come first, receiver second. If I take the first role, you'll have some leeway as the receiver. Kaija thought Ling King's reasoning made sense. He did need to play as the backup. Okay, let's swap. They exchanged cards. Ling King became the sender, and Kaija became the receiver. Lao El looked uncertainly at his card. I don't know about this. Kaija patted his shoulder and said, Lao El. No matter what the spy's objective is, just do your part. Remember, we're a team, and think carefully when needed. Lao El nodded, though it seemed like he didn't fully understand. Tej then turned to Zhang Xihans. She was staring at her hostage card absently, her clothes damp. Tej could imagine how cold she must feel. Lawyer Zhang, are you okay? Tej asked. This hostage. Zhang Xihan's lips moved slightly. Could it be a hostage tied to a fish tank? Tej thought about it seriously for a moment and nodded. That's a possibility. Do you want to swap with me? No need. Zhang Xihan shook her head, then forced a smile. Maybe you guys aren't as experienced as I am. It's probably better for me to be the hostage. Seeing Zhang Xihan's forced strong expression, Kaija wasn't sure how to console her. He could only say calmly, Don't worry. I'll save you. I'm not worried about my situation. Zhang Xihan replied, Just don't end up injuring yourself. The identities were set, and TXIA's team turned to see the other team had finished swapping cards as well. Green hair, blonde hair, and the bald man had the identities of sender, receiver, and hostage, while their team's only girl was the spy. The girl didn't seem happy with her identity and appeared to have swapped it with someone. Everyone, please line up after your identities are chosen, Earth Dog said with a smile. Tej was momentarily stunned when he saw Earth Dog smile. His whole face moved. It seemed like he wasn't wearing a dog head mask but actually had a dog's head. No. Let the player with the spy identity step forward, Earth Dog gestured. After a moment of thought, Lao and the girl stood up. Let's give them a round of applause. Earth Dog clapped his hand. No one moved. They listened quietly to the muffled sound of Earth Dog's applause echoing. First of all, congratulations to both of you for drawing the identity with the highest survival rate in this game. Highest survival rate? Both of them furrowed their brows. Yes. Starting now, because of your spy identity, you'll be able to act within the opposing team, Earth Dog explained, gesturing as he spoke. You have two ways to complete your task. First, you can play the role of the spy, helping your original team win and survive. Second, you can abandon your original team and join the opposing team, winning the game with them. If at the final moment, a team is willing to accept you, you might survive with your new identity. Lao El understood what was said and asked. So, we're not just spies, but double agents. Whichever team we help win counts as a victory. Exactly, Earth Dog nodded. As long as the new team is willing to accept you, you win. Tej felt there was a flaw in this rule and asked, Then why have two spies? Wouldn't one wallflower be enough? Good question. Earth Dog nodded. That's actually the most interesting part of this game. If the new team accepts a spy, they must abandon the spy sent from their own team. In other words, each team can have a maximum of 4 players. The spies can never join the same faction. After Earth Dog's explanation, TXIA's expression darkened. So, the spy could betray their team before Kishore could respond. Lao El turned around and asked, Kishore, you won't abandon me, right? Kishore stared into Lao El's eyes in silence for a moment, then asked in return, what about you? What's in it for me if I abandon you? I paid for the 4 Dao tickets. Lao El said, a little anxious. The winning team gets 5 Dao each, plus all the spoils. But you guys are poor, only the lawyer has a few Dao. If I help the other team kill you all, I'd only get 5 Dao as a reward. I'd only earn 1 Dao after all that trouble. Kishore nodded and said, I'm glad you understand. I won't abandon you. Then it's a deal. Lao El grabbed TXIA's hand. I'll try my best to make a mess for the other side and help you win the game. Wait a moment. Pulled Lao El closer and whispered, there are a few things I need to explain to you. On the other side, the girl with the spy identity seemed troubled after hearing the rules. She walked to her boyfriend and said reluctantly, what's going on? I have to join the other team. Don't worry, babe. Green Hair put his arm around her waist. It's just a formality. Those weaklings don't stand a chance against you. A formality? The girl looked meaningfully at TXIA's team. Are you sure this will work? What are you talking about? Do you think I want you? I want that old man. Green Hair pulled her forward, their faces nearly touching. Baby, stop rejecting me, and we tonight. It depends on the situation. The girl pressed her hand against Green Hair's chest and said, there's a logical relationship here. It depends on whether you can win the game.